Full House and General Hospital catapulted John Stamos to superstardom. From his early days as a burger flipper to his current status as a movie hottie, the actor, comedian, producer, musician, and singer has obviously gone a long way. Nevertheless, Stamos' personal life has been marred by terrible occurrences that begin in his boyhood, notwithstanding his stellar accomplishments. In his autobiography, he spoke frankly about this. Even though Stamos had tremendous professional success, he also had difficult periods in his life. Let us take a look into John Stamos' life, from his personal shortcomings to the devastating news he got about the people closest to him. The son of William Bill Stamos and Loretta Stamos, John Philip Stamos came into this world in Cypress, California on August 19, 1963. William managed his own restaurant and was the son of Greek immigrants. That much was clear from the fact that the family's name had been abbreviated from Stamatopoulos to Stamos. Along with Stamos' parents and two younger sisters, Janine and Ilana, the family was quite small. His father insisted that young Stamos work in the fast food restaurants the family owned. During his teenage years, Stamos worked as a burger flipper at Duke's and Yellow Basket, two eateries located in Orange County. Stamos characterized himself as the awkward student, which runs counter to his reputation as a bad boy. He frequently visited Disneyland, a 20-minute drive from his home, because he was a huge fan of magic and Disney. His high school marching band experience includes time on the drums for John F. Kennedy High School. He became a devoted fan of the Beach Boys after going to their first concert when he was 15 years old. In due time, he would get the honor of accompanying the band on tour. The time Stamos spent helping out at his dad's restaurant sparked an interest in the performing arts and other forms of entertainment. He said that his dad was a major influence on his acting career. "I owe a great deal of my professionalism, punctuality, and command of my lines and marks to the work ethic and discipline that my father instilled in me. Being an actor was always his dream, and his parents encouraged him to pursue it. Even though he was going to attend Cypress College for the 1981 fall semester, his dad thought he should skip the first semester and give acting a real go." Stamos was cast as General Hospital's Blackie Parrish 3 weeks subsequent to it. Due to Stamos' immense popularity and the positive impact his character had on the public, he was able to extend his time as Blackie Parrish beyond the initial 5 episodes. The writers were now faced with the challenge of developing Stamos' character into a consistent fixture on the program. Lucky for us they did, since Stamos took home a slew of accolades in 1984, for which he was nominated for a Daytime Emmy. The following April, he landed the main role in the pilot episode of the CBS comedy Dreams, in which he played a member of the titular band who aspired to be a musician. In 1986, he co-starred with Jack Klugman in the comedy You Again. Stamos made his cinematic debut that same year in Never Too Young to Die, an action flick about a youthful James Bond, co-starring with Kiss member Gene Simmons. Despite the film's critical and financial failures, Stamos was able to move on with his career and land a position on Full House, ABC's smash success the year after. A single dad, Bob Sajay, his 3 little girls, his closest buddy and comic Joey, and his brother-in-law Jesse were the main characters in the series. Stamos portrayed Jesse Katsopoulos, the uncle who worshipped Elvis and rode a motorcycle. Despite his reputation as the bad boy, Jesse eventually marries Rebecca Donaldson, has twin sons named Nicky and Alex, and has a family of his own. The show's creator and executive producer Jeff Franklin revealed that Stamos had specifically requested that Jesse be given the Katsopoulos surname in order to emphasize his Greek origin. Stamos became wildly successful after landing the part. Stamos had established himself as a household celebrity, and the show had become a top 20 success by the time it entered its 2nd season. After 8 seasons, the show ended in 1995. The Olsen twins, Bob Saget, Lori Loughlin, Dave Coulier, Jodie Sweetin, Candace Cameron Bure, and Andrea Barber were all close friends of Stamos's. Stamos was famous enough to appear in a plethora of advertisements, television programs, stage plays, and made-for-television films. He starred as Thieves in 2001 and Jake in Progress in 2005, both on television. Both series were on the air for a while before being canceled. In Friends, Stamos had an appearance in an episode from 2003's ninth season titled The One with the Donor. In the episode, he played a character who went to eat dinner with Chandler and Monica at their apartment, unaware that he was being interviewed for a sperm donor role. In 2005, Stamos appeared as himself in an episode of the first season of The Andy Milonakis Show on MTV. In addition to his self-starring role in the season finale of Clone High, he has voiced characters in many animated features including Changes the Big Prom, The Sex Romp, and Bob Saget's spoof farce of the Penguins, in which he portrayed the role of the What's Global Warming penguin. Stamos played the role of Tony Gates, a paramedic turned intern, in 2 episodes of ER's 12th season that year. He became a series regular in 2006, right before the premiere of ER's 13th season. He presided over Comedy Central's 2008 August roast of Bob Saget. In Glee's 2nd season, Stamos played Carl Howell, Emma Pillsbury's Gemma May's new romantic interest. While collaborating with Bob Saget on a college humor video in 2011, Stamos made an appearance on Law & Order's Special Victims Unit. On 2.5 Men, he played a cameo role as Charlie's long-lost friend, who was considering purchasing the house before learning it belonged to Charlie. Oikos, Dannon's Greek yogurt brand, has featured Stamos in a number of advertisements since 2011, the most recent of which was his first appearance in a Super Bowl commercial. Stamos also landed a starring role in the new Fox drama Little Brother that year. Season 3 of the USA Network program Necessary Roughness featured Stamos' recurring role, which he inked in March 2013. In the role, he portrayed Connor McClain, the CEO of a firm that manages celebrities in sports. Full House was picked up by Netflix for a 13-episode sequel, Fuller House, to begin airing on February 26, 2016, 2 years after Stamos revealed it on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Grandfather to Fox comedy co-starring Josh Peck, Christina Milian, and Paget Brewster gave him his second major role by September. After making an appearance in 2016's My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, Stamos became a regular on the Fox black comedy Scream Queens in the role of Dr. Brock Holt, co-starring with Emma Roberts and Keke Palmer. Stamos made her television acting debut as Dr. Nikki on September 9, 2018, in the Lifetime series You. In 2021, Stamos returned to family-friendly material by collaborating with Disney for 2 seasons of Big Shot, a series on Disney+. His character, Marvin Korn, was a raging college basketball coach who took a position coaching a top team at a private school for girls after losing his job. Just as the sitcom was about to make its Netflix debut, confirmation came on June 24, 2019, that Stamos would return for a 2nd season as Dr. Nikki. The 2019 holiday season premiered on December 26. Even though Stamos is mostly recognized for his TV roles, he has been in a number of films. Even though it was just a little role, he made the leap from TV to movies in 1985 with his appearance in Never Too Young to Die. Before he joined Full House, he was in Born to Ride, a WWII film from 1991, The Disappearance of Christina, a 1993 USA Network production, and Fatal Vows, the Alexandra O'Hara story, a 1994 CBS made-for-TV picture. After his Uncle Jesse's TV character ended, Stamos, who had a hard time separating himself from it, turned to theater. He took over for Matthew Broderick as the show's star in the Broadway musical How to Make It Rich Without Trying. In other places, he kept playing parts in TV movies. A Match Made in Heaven 1997 and The Marriage Fool 1998, both airing on CBS, featured him. In the 2006 film, Stamos played the role of Shell, a gay wedding planner who fights for his freedom to tie the knot. He said that his act was a statement about his stance on same-sex marriage. The 2008 ABC rendition of A Raisin in the Sun starred Sean Diddy Combs, Felicia Rashad, and Stamos, who continued to play the part on air. Both the Golden Globes and the Emmys gave the show their stamp of approval. Stamos made a triumphant comeback to Broadway after Ur's cancellation the following year, co-starring with Gina Gershon in the production of Bye Birdie. In November 2019, Stamos made an appearance as Chef Lewis on ABC's The Little Mermaid Live. He played the same part in a theater production at the Hollywood Bowl a few years ago. The multi-talented Stamos began his musical education on the drums at the tender age of 4, progressed to guitar, and eventually formed his own band, Destiny. The band had performed at many gatherings and amusement parks. The first Beach Boys performance he went to when he was 15 years old also inspired him to become a musician. So he did. He was performing at a huge outdoor event on July 4, 1985, in Philadelphia's Ben Franklin Parkway. Other notable attendees included Jimmy Page, Joan Jett, Mr. T. Christopher Cross, and the Oak Ridge Boys. Also, he has made guest appearances on drums and other percussion instruments with the Beach Boys throughout their concerts since 1985. In the 1988 music video for Como, he made an appearance and played steel and conga drums. He contributed drums and an appearance to the music video for the 1990 comedy film Problem Child's title track. He contributed lead vocals to the 1992 album Summer in Paradise, which featured a cover of Forever. He was featured in the music video for it. Dennis Wilson, a Beach Boy, wrote and performed the song originally, and it was released in 1970. Full House also featured the song twice. There has been a connection between the actor and the band ever since. Composed music and served as a source of inspiration for Stamos during his time as a film director. Shades of Blue, an independent album published in 1994, included his performances with those of Lanny Cordola, Gary Griffin, Sandra Stevens, Tony Guerrero, and David Innos. The book Shades of Blue was re-released digitally on iTunes and other platforms in 2010, following an extended period of non-print availability. He was a guest star on numerous Broadway productions, including Cabaret, The MC9, and others. With Billy Joel's Lullaby, Goodnight My Angel as his featured performance, he contributed to the 2006 charity CD Unexpected Dreams Songs from the Stars. He made the announcement that he would be a part of the Bye Birdie Broadway revival on March 30, 2009. And for his work in that musical, he was named Best Actor in a Musical by the Golden Icon Awards in 2009. On November 16th of that same year, he was also presented with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Stamos appeared on an episode of Dancing with the Stars of BC on March 30, 2010, and toured with the show that spring, making an appearance in Fort Myers, Florida, while playing guitar, drums, and congas. Additionally, on April 24th, he shared the stage with John Fogerty in a post-game concert put on by the Tampa Bay Rays. During the course of the performance, he passed the tambourine, drums, and bass guitar around. He was also a member of the all-star cast that performed Hairspray at the Hollywood Bowl in August 2011 in the role of Corny Collins. On July 19, 2013, he appeared on Late Night with Jimmy Fallon as Jesse Katsopoulos, again for a reunion of Jesse and the Rippers. The band, according to Fallon, who introduced them, hail from San Francisco and have a hit song in Japan. Full House regulars Bob Saget and Lori Loughlin made guest appearances as they sang a medley of tunes, including Forever and the theme song. Directed by Stamos in 2014, the music video for Let Yourself Be Loved by the Nashville band Diamond Carter featured actress Nikki Whalen and band vocalist Tyler Tuohy. The video debuted on Yahoo Music on May 21, 2014, and Stamos was listed as one of the song's co-writers alongside Michael Giganti. In 2018, Stamos celebrated the 4th of July at the Capitol 4th event in Washington, D.C., one of his several other concerts. Stamos and Mike Love, co-founder of the band, published the track This Too Shall Pass during the COVID-19 pandemic. In addition to performing at the band's 2022 anniversary show at Carnegie Hall in New York, the actor went on tour with them that year. It is impossible for me to fully comprehend the magnitude of my good fortune. To this day, I will be eternally grateful. In the same year, Stamos spoke to Today, noting that he is pleased that Full House introduced the band to a new generation of listeners. Regarding his personal life, Stamos has been in 2 marriages and is the father of a son. After meeting at a Victoria's Secret fashion show in 1994, Stamos started dating actress and model Rebecca Roman. On December 24, 1997, they exchanged engagement rings, and the Beverly Hills Hotel served as the site of their 1998 wedding. In April of 2004, they made public their decision to separate. The divorce that Stamos sought was finalized on March 1, 2005, after he filed for it in August of that year. Caitlin Michu, a model and actress 22 years his junior, and John Stamos, after dating for a year, announced their engagement on October 23, 2017. They made the announcement in December 2017 that they were expecting their first child, and it is expected to be born in the spring of 2018. The happy couple tied the knot in February of this year. April 2018 saw the birth of the couple's kid. He was 65 years old when he lost his father, William, and on May 19, 2018, Stamos and Michu unveiled their new jewelry brand, St. Amos Jewelry. All of the money from the sale will be donated to the Child Help Foundation. In the years after his father passed away, Stamos's relationship with his mother deepened, and she began to frequently join him at red carpet events. The pain that Stamos felt after the 2014 cancer death of his 75-year-old mother is indescribable. He shared a grainy old photo of his mom holding him when he was a newborn. He included an homage with the post. "A person who means everything to me. Spent yesterday with her family by her side as she slipped away at home. My mom has enough love to power a tiny nation," he said. "Everyone who knew her will always hold her in the highest regard because she was absolutely unique. I had asked my mom a few weeks back if she recalled a little occurrence. The only thing I remember is the love," she said plainly. The woman who had loved him unconditionally and believed in his goal must have felt like a death sentence to him. He said this was the turning point that led to alcoholism. 9 months later, his arrest was the result of this habit. In 2015, while he was struggling with alcohol and drug addiction, he drove his Mercedes while under the influence. He reflected on the day and thought, "I was doing a hell of a job of processing the 5 stages of grief," in reference to his parents. On his way to meet up with his buddy Bob Saget, he stopped in Beverly Hills. When Stamos lost consciousness, he drew over. Once they located him, the cops took him into custody and transported him to the hospital. Upon waking up, he saw Bob looming over him as he watched the news coverage of his DUI trial. "I have seen the TMZ footage and images from that night," Stamos stated in reference to the incident. "It utterly disgusts me. I could have wiped out an entire family, murdered a child, or murdered a grandma returning from Bible study. Everything I've worked for in my life is on the line, including my reputation, my profession, and most importantly, the boy I have feelings for, the child my parents raised." Stamos spoke on his mother's role in his life while attempting to mask his anguish. "For the majority of my life, she was the rock upon which I could always rely. I miss her so much now. I feel lost and lonely." Fortunately, he had sisters who could assist him in getting into treatment and rehab. Stamos may not have had such easily treated other devastating childhood issues. In his memoir, "If You Would Have Told Me," he was honest with his readers about his upbringing and said that his babysitter had sexually molested him when he was a little boy. The older Stamos claimed he attempted to put the incident in the past, but it was only until I started writing a book that he realized his accusations against the babysitter were unwarranted. He said to the magazine that he does a lot of advocacy work on behalf of the survivors and that he was aware that it was always there. I thought I might have a vague recollection of it. I tucked it away like most people do, even though it was always there. According to Stamos, the idea to reveal the truth came to him when he was composing the acceptance speech for the award he had won for his work protecting abused children. "As soon as I began to compose it, the words just flowed. After that, I reminded myself that this is not about me. Remember that the kids are the focus. I intend to put it aside once more till the appropriate time comes. If not, you can't trust me. Look, it's ridiculous. I preferred not to have the headlines or the book revolve around that," he continued. "It was just a page, yet I felt compelled to discuss it. Something was off. I was probably about the age of 10 or 11 when it occurred. Those emotions were unnecessary for me to handle." However, he did say, "I'll tell you, that's a totally different story." If he discovered that someone was abusing his son, it is evident that it is a memory that is difficult to bury and erase. Similar to how he felt when he received the devastating news of Bob Sage's death, whom he had known for 10 years. Sage fell in her Florida hotel room in 2022, causing brain damage and ultimately her death. In his eulogy at Sage's funeral, Stamos reiterated his longtime belief that Sage was the brother anyone could ever want. The fact that he was oblivious to the affection that was bestowed upon him was very tragic, according to Stamos. My word is on it. It pains me to think that he was unaffected by it, because those who go never get to hear how much their loved ones cherished them. The actor expressed his appreciation. He had the opportunity to redirect his sorrow into the next big shot season on Disney Channel. He had a hand in developing a plot point where Marvin Korn, his coach character, loses a trusted companion and guide. The event gives Marvin the opportunity to hear from his daughter and Marvin's players about how much they loved him. Stamos further claims that Sajay never stopped sending genuine texts to the people he cared about, even when there was no apparent reason to do so. Prolonged messages with plenty of foul language interspersed with expressions of affection. He may be muttering in heaven about how I haven't mentioned him enough today if we're really silent right now. You know, I miss him, he continued. He is missed. Just go ahead and tell people you love them whenever you get the chance, Stamos advises his family and followers. That you value them, that you're pleased with them no matter what, because you never know what the future holds.